Trust me, people, if y'all weren't on the live stream, I would still be here talking just as much. My family wonders what's wrong with me. They're like, what is he talking to? That's why I put the live stream on. I got to try this overlay technique I'm stoked you showed me. Doodle Grid, and just look up Doodle Grid on YouTube or something. I'm sure, I've never seen one, but I'm sure there's a fucking whole thing on it. There's got to be. If there's not, I should make one. You know what I'm saying? I did make a video on Instagram last year. Good luck finding it. It's we post a lot on Instagram, so you have to go down forever. But I post the video showing how to do it specifically on Instagram. So we're about to start this painting, guys. We got the doodle grid put out. We got it set up on Procreate. Got my reference image over this, a photo of this canvas. And I'll show y'all one more time. Anybody that's just on here, Procreate, great app. Use it, artist. It will help you measure your artwork out and potentially plan it out. This is an image that I made out of a bunch of different images. It's a whole freaking series of reference photos that I put together to make one. Not Siri, bitch. Quit fucking getting in on my shit. So this is a little back. Get out of here, Siri. Stop. Thank you. Jeez. All right, let's go. This is time-lapse replay of how I made this. So there's each one of these things is a different element that I had to like cut out and collage together digitally. So, I had little crystals, mushrooms, all that back there. Then I put a big old like thing over it to bring it all together. Now I'm using this reference photo of my reference photo collage thing that I made to make this. And this is a 2-layer file. If you turn the opacity of this layer down, you can see through and kind of measure out where you're putting everything. So I'm not going to do it all perfect at first, obviously. I'm not going to do it all perfect at the end either. Don't expect too much. But I am going to just mark off some major areas, which is what it's really great for right now in the beginning, to just know, hey, the pyramid ends here, the fucking circle goes like this, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just get it kind of marked off, and then you can work with it from there, and you're not just guessing, and it's not like leaning to the side a little bit and all that. Yo! All right. Who wants to see some painting get done? This is how big of a stoner I am right now. I'm like, well, okay, I should probably smoke one more bowl before we start. All right, chat, let me know if I can smoke one more bowl. It's all you, chat. Dude, you're going to use blue UV paint for the lips ring? I don't really need to use blue. I might use a little neon greenish to mix with the blue, but the neon blue doesn't really pop. Like the blues that I have in regular color are just as bright as, but neon green and neon yellow and neon pink UV are really important, I think, whenever you need those colors to pop in, those ultra colors, which I did on this painting. Here's a good example. See, these are like trinkets that are like glow in the dark trinkets on this thing. So I actually used the green on here, but I don't really need it for the blue because the blue UV blue doesn't pop really. It doesn't do anything. Fucking UV blue. What's the point of UV blue and UV purple? Do they even glow? Like, what's going on? What's good, Foxy Doe? You got to get your head right. Oh, Leah, thank you so much. You know I was bullshitting just to wait for that, right? I was like, someone please say I can smoke another bowl before we start this. Please. Thank you. All right. And if you don't know, guys, you're here watching artwork get created with me smoking weed, drinking coffee in the morning. This is how we wake up. I like to wake up doing art because there's a lot of stuff I have to do. And you don't have always motivation to do everything, obviously. But you should, if you pick that thing that is work that is your favorite thing, like painting is my favorite thing, that's my job. Out of all the things, I do this first to just get my ass out of bed. I'm like, all right, I don't want to wake up to do all that other shit, but I'll wake up to do this. You know what I'm saying? If you work for yourself, that's a trick you can do. Just give yourself like an hour or whatever in the morning, painting, whatever it is, if that's part of your job. Do the fun start part just a little bit first. Start your day out right. And that's part of, smoke some music. Plur this. Plur vibes in this shit. You know it. I'm waking up making a tune right now because I saw this. Foxy Dope knows what's up, bro. Right on, Foxy Dope. Make that music. Send me whenever you get it finished, I want to hear it. Woo! Let's go, people. All right, I promise I'm gonna paint now. I got some weed, coffee. Cheers on my fucking people waking up. You know how we do it. All right, blue. We're gonna get real blue up in this bitch now. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark off this big circle that's kind of in the background with. I just got a clean brush right here. We're gonna do a little water on there first, and then we're gonna throw down this Caribbean blue color, which is kind of like a bluish green. We'll throw that on the palette with a little bit of this light green. What do they call this shit? I don't know the name. Spring green. I literally don't know the names of my paint. It's the light green. There's light green and dark green. I only use two greens. So now you have like a bluish green that's more green, even more green. And maybe a little white. We'll just touch white in there. And now we have this color. Can you see that color? Let's see that color. It's not even really blended together that great. It doesn't matter. So then I'm gonna come up here and just find where this big circle is in the background of. Let's see right here. And sometimes this is the hardest part: is having the patience to just wait and stare. You gotta like just stare at the fucking iPad and you reference like where the thing is going. And naturally, as I don't know, at least as me as an artist, I just want to start making marks and painting stuff. But really, there's like this moment of pause that I've learned a lot about over the last little bit. It's that moment of pause. It's not hesitation. Two different things, but there's this pause moment that you do whenever you're doing anything that takes a lot of skill and physical. I feel like it probably happens to everything, but when you're doing something physical like painting and it's very skilled, right before you execute, it's the same thing if you were like shooting a basket in basketball or something. You take a moment right before you really do what you're going to do, and you're just preparing, and it's just a slight moment to like aim, to like get your core strength is a huge thing for me. I believe in core strength for painting. I think that's like a big thing. And I feel like your core strength may sound crazy, like literally your abs and everything is controlling everything. So the more that you can strengthen your core as you're like trying to control your brush and putting yourself in this physical position where you need to make this line, this perfect circle, or this image that you want, and you want the line, and that's what really brush control comes down to. Like if you're an artist and you're like, why can't I make the paintings that good? Why do my images not look as clean as these other badass paintings or whatever? They just have more brush control potentially, which comes with time, dude. That is definitely like over time. You get that from just doing it over and over again and literally strengthening the muscles in your hand, I feel like, and just being able to control how you handle the brush. So like whenever I'm like swiping right here, these I'm making another inner circle right here because there's like a solar eclipse that you're looking up through, and it's like you're looking up at the surface of the water from underwater. There's gonna be a little eclipse inside of a big reflection of the eclipse on the surface of the water. It's kind of cool. So bam. So yeah, what I was saying is that core strength and that brush control that you get from doing it over and over again, just painting over and over again, and potentially working out, guys. I fully recommend lifting weights and working out as an asset to your painting skills, because I can literally make these strokes right here a lot cleaner because of the strength in my hands and my abs and my core. You know, because you're holding yourself up. You're like with your core. Mainly your core is it. Like all you gotta do is a bunch of core stuff, and your hand's gonna get strong from painting over and over again if you do it enough. But a lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people don't, do a bunch of sit-ups or whatever the fuck. And that's honestly, I swear, it helps. It's a weird, it's not weird. It makes sense, but it's like something artists don't really talk about. And I'm like, dude, if you want to get really good at painting, you should consider doing a good workout in yoga 4 or 5 days a week minimum. You'll be better at painting. Wow. We're making circles, people. We're just going in circles over here. You know how we do. Ain't nothing new and more for sight. We'll keep going in circles. We'll just sit over here and sell our art, man. I mean, I know the world's going to shit and fucking blah, blah, blah. It sucks. But we're just going to eat popcorn and sell our art and do our thing over here while all that's going on, guys. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. I've never been so happy that I don't watch the news. That was the worst. The worst little sample right then for that to say. Oh my god. So it looks like I might be at Hesh this weekend. I just found out. Hesh with the money sign. HESH in Charleston. Looks like that's going down. Asked me to come out last night, and it looks fun. I just do it. Charleston. What? Nerf this. Little rhythm for your Thursday. We try to keep you rhythmed out on Thursday. We know it's very important for you to get your dose of rhythm. All right, so I'm just marking off again some areas in here where I want this image to go. There is a pyramid in the main image here, so I'm just kind of getting the top of the pyramid. It's kind of like a future or alien-ish Mayan looking underwater Atlantean pyramid thing. Whatever the Atlanteans pyramids look like, it looks more like those. So it's got like a corner shape at the top, and we're going to be working down. Hey, Monet felt bad for painting during World War I, but the world needs his art. It's contour balance to the shit show. Painting is so important right now. You're the best. Mary Jane's Paradise. Space Glass 22, good morning. Yeah, it's true. You got to balance it out with art. I feel that, and I will keep doing that. But don't think I'm not going to paint about what's going on. I can't wait to do some of that stuff. I love those paintings. The paintings that I get inspired by these times, are also with great emotion, which sometimes great tragedy comes great art, unfortunately and fortunately. But yeah, I've already been thinking about, I say all that to say I have been thinking about some imagery that I would like to paint soon about what's going on. You know me, can't keep my fucking brush out of it. This brush, man, I tell it not to say stuff, and it's like, no, you gotta say something. Whoa. Like, whoa, bro, calm down. It's like, nope, no, bitch. We gonna fucking paint about it. Sure can't paint about it though. Morning, big dog. Art is crucial right now. Space Class, I appreciate you, man. Morning. Happy Thursday. Yeah, let's keep the art coming. People need it. But yeah, I'm excited to throw down some pieces this year. I already knew it was going to be dark. I already started some dark things. But this is the other piece I've been working on. Pretty dark. But I like it. It's dark in a good way. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yeah, the vibe this year is going to be a little less colorful. Let's just say that. This is the other one. Y'all might have saw this one. I posted this one. It's big. You can't see it. It's too big. I just got these paintings laying around now. They're conveniently up on my wall where I can grab them right off the wall. Sweet! All right, so everybody have a good Thursday. We're going to keep rocking away on this background. Now that I've got this top of this pyramid, this other circle filled in, the inner circle and the outer circle, this area is pretty much all blue. So we're just going to throw some blues in here to just fill in this part, and we'll come back to that later with more detail and layers. But right now we're really just focused on filling up the whole canvas with color in a way and marking off certain areas we know we need to measure out on my reference photo based on this doodle grid that we have in the background. If you missed the doodle grid thing, that's what all those marks are on the background. No worries. And I'm going to be explaining these more and more as I do these paintings live stream, when I get on the live stream. It helps me remember what I'm doing. That's mainly why. So I don't lose that track of what I'm doing. It wasn't for y'all. It was just so I don't forget where I'm at. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Oh yeah, you're painting. Jeez, Chris. All right. Got some circles here. Got some blueness. Filling my eyes with painted goodness. Yes, this is why I watch you, dude. Hey, thanks, Leah. Ain't about it. All right, so the dark, there's a lot of dark blue right here, and then this is up here, more of these colors. So we'll do these colors. Since I have these colors on the brush, I like to do it that way. I like to find what color I'm using, where else it's going to be in the painting, instead of ADDing out and shifting. I want to paint this section now. It's a completely different color. I need to change color on the brush. Well, where else can you put this color right now? You already got it out, right? So we're going to just throw it up Grow up. That's disgusting, bro. All over your painting. Now we're gonna put that color right up here and make like there's like the surface of the water um, reflection, all those like swirly, bubbly looking things. You'll see it later, actually. You know, when it's finished, what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But imagine that you're looking up at the water. It's kind of what it looks like. So then I'm gonna shift a little with a bunch of white and blue to make a more just straight light blue instead of a light bluish green for over here. So we got a little bit of change on the highlight color on this side. Then I'm gonna go straight white and make a very bright light blue right here. And I'm just looking at my reference photo, kind of following where the colors go. And again, reference photos, guys. If you're trying to do realism, so crucial. So crucial. You're going to paint the same thing over and over again if you try to paint it from your head. I mean, and I'm not discouraging that. I've painted from my head for years, you know, and it was great. But once you really stick to reference photos and find more discipline following some parts of it, at least at first, before you get it, when you're getting it in there, and then you can fuck with it and make it your own style and have fun with it there after you get in there. You're going to make new things that you wouldn't paint normally. So now I'm putting white on the brush again, just to let y'all know what I'm doing. I got this white kick in on this blue, light blue that I had on there, and it makes a light blue, even lighter blue. That we're going to kind of just throw this little ring of reflection of a solar eclipse that's happening on the surface of the water right in here around the edge of that blue, darker blue circle. And then some of this reflection kind of just comes in on the top here. No worries if it's hard to like picture right now because it's just a bunch of scribble, but I'm going to keep doing this painting on live stream this today and tomorrow and hopefully finish it because I got to get it done. Maybe by tomorrow. Let's see. Who thinks I can do it by tomorrow? Hands up, hands up. All right, here we go. Put a little white in here to mark up this circle, this inner. This is the actual solar eclipse. Who remembers this song? Oh, my kitty just showed up. Meow. Do you want to be on the live stream? Everybody say hi to Dusk. Hello. Like, get me the fuck off the game. I love you. She's my princess. Princess of the house. We have 5 animals, and she's the only female. She's definitely a princess. All right, now we got some of those light colors. Maybe, Kat, you got this. You got this. I'll check back tomorrow. I'm going to create things. Hey, yeah, Space Doc, go create stuff. Fuck yeah. E-Money Deluxe. What's up? Good morning. Meow, meow. You got to see the meow, meow. Guys, just so y'all know, this is recorded on YouTube. If you ever want to go back and learn anything, reference anything that I've said, all these live streams now are saved and recorded on my YouTube channel. So go subscribe, follow all that bullshit. And also, enjoy creating. Mainly, have fun creating stuff. Because that's the point. All right, so before I fill in these areas, which are going to be really dark blue areas, I'm just going to kind of mark off with dark blue or a darker blue the tops of these pyramids that kind of like cut off this section that's just deep sea like emptiness. So that's cool because that's just a lot of space I can knock out right now. So what we're going to do is kind of clean the brush a little bit from this light blue we're using. Dig in some just regular bright blue. We don't have to go full dark blue yet to mark off some of these pyramid tops, just so I don't cover up where I want them to go later. And Measure, measure, measure. All right, we're gonna measure. This side, there's a little pyramid right here, little pyramid right here. This is the top of a big pyramid that's in the middle. So envision that with me quickly. And then we'll go over here and start to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just kind of put some, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. You can go back and do all the like fine detail later. But right now you want to just mark little parts you see where it's going to end up being the edge of the, whatever the structure. I'm doing the top of the pyramid, so I'm just going along the top line, essentially. I'm not trying to draw the whole pyramid, just like the very top perimeter, and go along that part and just mark off where I don't want to go below. But above this line, I'm going to fill in with color. But below, I don't really want to touch it yet. All right, we got that. Bam. Meow, 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 meow. All right, we got, and you can see all these little dots, all the little like smudges of charcoal that we put on here with the Palo Santo wood. Make little dots that are actually reference points, right? So I can, these two little dots are right next to this little corner thing, and I can just easily kind of measure visually how far away that is from that and put it in there relatively easy. Whereas if I was, just trying to look at the image and then guess how it would go in here, these little lines would be off a little bit. Like they would, even if they were close, they would be like a little angle off. And at the end, whenever you just like look at something and paint it versus measuring, you're like, why is it off, right? You're sitting there as an artist looking at your painting like, what's going on here? Why is it off? I can't figure it out. It's because you didn't measure, and that's fine. I did that for years, but it's those little parts that are off that you naturally will do freehanding it without measuring and using like some kind of technique to like really put it on there with some kind of essentially grid in the background. I'm using this scribble as my grid, but in some kind of reference grid. All right, we are so close to running out of time on Instagram. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much, whoever's left. Love you. I'm gonna switch over to TikTok. It's about that time. Happy Thursday. You know how we do. Painting in the morning. Yeah. All right. But we got the top of that pyramid done, at least on Instagram. How about that? Have a great day. This is kind of bumming. It's all right. It's a party. Hey! It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Oh la la la. Beautiful people, count it for me. Yeah. How we feeling, YouTube? How we feeling, TikTok? How we feeling, everybody? All right. You know how we roll. If you happen to be watching this video from start to finish on YouTube, you're a champ. And this one's for you. I love you. I'm smoking this bowl just for you, whoever that is. Don't forget I said that. Way in the future, whenever we got millions of views and this is like viral, and they pull this out of archives, you're like, this one was me. Yeah, just for you. Mask off. Mask off. All right, guys. Don't count the bowls. Count the paintings. That's what I say. Don't sit there and count how many bowls I'm painting, how many paintings I'm smoking. Think about that. Focus on the art. Let's roll. You know how we do, people. Brand new painting. This one, we're going to continue to put this background into after I drink some coffee. I don't know how I talk without coffee. Anybody ever feel that? You got the coffee, and your voice will not work without drinking it. You need that like hot, warm liquid down your throat. You know what I mean? Coffee. Jeez. Okay, sickos. All right, we've got this background. I started. I've been working on this painting 1 hour so far. 1 hour from scratch. What do y'all think? What do you think? So we're going to do a pyramid, multiple pyramids in here. Multiple pyramids. It's not fun unless the homies can get some. All that. So we're going to do a bunch of pyramids. Now we're going to do 3 pyramids. And I'm doing the top outline of a couple of them over here. We're going to come over here and do more of that. And get this all marked off. For this area, I want to fill in, but I want to make sure I don't go below the pyramids that I'm going to put in. So let's do this. Let's go on this side. And we're going to mark the edge of the pyramid right here. That shit I don't like. Boy, tell me about that shit you do like. I don't know about shit you don't like. What do you like? Yo, thanks everybody for being here. Jake. You know we over here dancing. Turn up the fucking beats. We got we got some fucking rhythm for your ass. It's rhythm day. I know this doesn't sound like rhythm, so everybody dance for Jake. Let's get Jake inspired on that dancing. Take it, baby.
Instruments of torture.
You know how we do on TikTok. Hey, Jake the dancer, you're awesome. I'm awake. Finally awake. I need to turn the rhythm up. That was the problem. Hold up. Okay, we got the edge of that pyramid. Now we're gonna keep going along the top of these pyramids. We're just sailing along, skating along the top of these pyramids, guys. Just cruising along. Deep underwater. These are underwater pyramids. I know you don't see them yet, but they're there, man. Just wait. Wait for it to kick in. You gotta give it time. Hey, Lady Luck 3737, I appreciate you. This one is just started. So we're in the phase one. I started about an hour ago on live stream on Instagram, switched over here just now, and I will be working on it for the next hour on here. This is a custom idea that I came up with for a music festival. Shout out Hidden City Music Festival. Everybody going to that, baby? It's out here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm pretty close to there. And so I will be there live painting. We also will have this some secret cool things at the festival.
Calling all bars.
All right, we're going along the top of this pyramid here on the right. There's two small pyramids, one big pyramid, guys. Bear with me. It's coming in, I promise. But we got to mark it off first so I can fill in the background. And I really want to, measure out where I don't want to put the background so I don't just like randomly paint. It's nice. It's a nice little luxury, honestly, to not have to guess where sometimes you paint the whole background and then you put the images over the background, which can be nice. It can be clean, but but then you're guessing potentially. I thought about doing it that way, but I really like this way because then the colors that I start with on here end up being exactly what colors I want on these sections versus this color would be very different. But if you do the whole background, you kind of bring in some of that color that you put on the first layer, comes into this layer, and it doesn't separate it as much as you want to in like a realistic setting. In my opinion, it could be different for you, but that's kind of how I feel about it. All right, so whoa, everybody! Thanks for watching art get created real quick. TikTok, I love you guys. We're gonna put some background fill color, my favorite. We're gonna get a bunch of this indigo blue. Stop talking about it and just do it. So all that was for, just so I could fill this in with confidence that I'm not gonna go across these pyramid tops where I'm gonna put those later. But for now, I can fill in deep ocean color. That's a deep ocean. We're just going to fill in all the way to the edge of that line that we made. And yeah, it's not going to look perfect right now, but that's fine. You want to put multiple layers on here to cover all that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to leave stuff. You don't want to do it in one layer or two layers anyway. That's weak, and that's a weak paint, honestly. You can do better than that. So you want to put like 4 or 5 layers on every part of the painting almost, at least. Sometimes more, like maybe 10, 15. Imagine that. But it could take a painting from being a cool painting, a great idea, something neat, to like a mess. You know what I'm saying? Like what someone would call a masterpiece, or what you would even think of as like the next level painting. You can fucking do by just continuing to add layers. It's one of the biggest things that I see lacking in some younger artists' work and people's work that is separating them from people that seem to have more experience in their paintings with more attention. And that would be my one big piece of advice to artists. more layers. All right, I put some black and indigo on the brush. We're going real dark over here. In fact, I'm going to clean all the white off this brush so we can just go straight bright blue, black, right in this bitch. Somebody gonna match my freak? Are you? Gonna match my freak? Come on. I'm pretty freaky. I mean, you know, when it comes to painting, I like painting freaky stuff. Get wild with it. Alright, we're just filling it blue here. Nothing. Hey, what mix is this vibe? What's up? This is a classic song. Oh my gosh. Who is this? I don't know. Chromatic. It's all chromatic volume 1. Chromatic is CROMATIK. Sorry. Let's go that up. Let's say that again. CROMATIK. Chromatic on SoundCloud. And he said, it's all chromatic, volume 1, baby. I don't know. I think it's the first time listening to this. Great mix. Yes, chromatic. Give me more. This is volume 1. I'm interested. I like that you said volume 1. You got me interested for more volumes, buddy. Meow. Shout out to Good Music. Shout out to SoundCloud for finding random DJs I've never heard of that are badass, like Chromatic. All right, so we got a little bit of blending to do here. We're going to take our blender brush, a little water, and just kind of like lightly go over some of this stuff. We're going to put other layers on top of it, but I just don't want it to be all blocky like that along here because it's kind of like a gradient going out. But it is a little blocky or rough because it's like a reflection, like you're looking out from water, underneath water, looking up. So at the surface of the water. So at the top, it is going to be all random and stuff like that. We're going to throw in some of this dark blue color right here around these reflections. I'm not going to cover up all these light blue splotches here because that's part of what I wanted on there. I put that there for a reason. But we are going to start fading into some really dark blue up here. I'm going to get more indigo on the brush and throw that down. I like to call it indigo, but it's not indigo, it's gambling. A good indigo is like a good gambling. What is this called? Primary blue, that's what it's called. We'll call it primary blue to be accurate. Americana primary blue. I love this color. It's so bright. It looks like fucking indigo, but it's probably not because it's not purple at all. And I don't know colors, guys. Just so you know, this is not a painting show. This is more of like a comedy thing. You know, I'm pretty much a joke. You need to be laughing. If you're not laughing, you're not doing it right. You're not watching the show right. Please make sure you laugh at me and what I tell you. I was just about to ask what kind of paint you use. Ha ha ha. Float and flow aquatic. Hey, this is a painting about water. Fuck yeah. I love float and flow too. Have you ever been on a float tank? Has anybody ever done a float tank? Those are awesome. Float and flow. That's what that makes me think of. The float tank. All right, so I took just straight black in that little spot right there because we're going way deep right in that spot, apparently. But then I'm using that black to get the edges. Don't forget to do your edges. I didn't do this side at all, so I'm just going to do black on this side because it's so dark blue. Hello? Who? Calcium.
Teeth and Bones, Volume 7,
That's what we're fucking listening to, baby.
I am so fucking sorry for the delay. My life
He's sorry.
Crazy.
His life has been crazy.
I've been going through the ups and downs.
Oh my god, just play some music. You ever been through that? You were like, shut up and play your song. Okay, here we go. If anybody's got a good mix request or suggestion, I'm always up for a good mix. Don't tempt me with a good time, baby. All right, so now on this bottom section, what I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I really think I want to fill in. I'm going to leave this to dry. I think I want to fill in down here where like the ocean floor is a little bit, which is going to be a little bit of meticulousness. There's some like mushroom crystal things growing in this corner and on this corner too. So we're going to kind of fill in between. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. So we'll mark off with, we're going to use like an orangish blue color, which will be the ocean floor color, like a brown, really. Bluish brown is what it'll turn out with, because we're going to put orange in this dark blue color and it'll make a bluish brown. And then we'll put that down here on the bottom on the ocean floor. But first, we're going to mark off the bottom of the pyramids now and basically be filling it all around these fucking pyramids, which is fine because all this stuff is behind the pyramids or underneath the pyramids. And you kind of want to get that done first, potentially, at least a chunk of it, before you put this on over the background. So that's probably what we'll do is we'll do the ocean floor, and then we can go back over this because this will be dry by then. And this is one good way to paint quickly that I suggest is figure out how you can do different areas at different times so one can dry or the other can be worked on. And then you can literally never stop painting. Because you're a psycho. Stop, dude. Eat or something. Nah, y'all know I smoke more weed than I paint. So that's not me, but I was talking about you, bro. Calm down. What's up, everybody? That blue. I love blue so much. It's my second favorite color. See that green, though? That's my favorite color. That's the wall. This whole wall is green because it's a green screen. But just happened to be green. No, I put a green screen up over the whole wall. It's a big wall. And I love it. You know, it's like, doesn't feel weird to me at all that I have a giant, one of my walls is completely green screen, because I love green. It's my favorite color. Blue is my second favorite color. But you know, the funny thing about blue is quick paint inventory. Okay, guys, I use white and black, of course, but these are my colors. These are the colors of paint I use. Right? That's it. That's literally all the colors I use. Look how many blues there are. Fucking blue. This is green, by the way. 1, 2, 3 blues. 3 blues, 2 greens. This is pink and red, so those aren't the same. So literally, I have like one of all these colors except green. I have 2 greens. And then 3 blues. Why do we have 3 blues? Because blue is the most important color, apparently. I don't know why. And my friend told me, one of my friends that helps artists, he wasn't even a painter, but he was like, I always notice that you artists have a bunch of blue. You always have a bunch of blue color. Why is that? I don't know. I don't like, these other, I know why. It's because these blues, I can't get that color really. That bluish color is just not, I can't mix it and make it for some reason. The different shades. I need to find the different, I don't know if my artist people feel me, but it's weird. It's like other things. Oh shit. I think it's some kind of special thing where when we switch a color we get to smoke a bowl. Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to learn how to paint. Well, you came to the wrong place. But I will tell you how to laugh. Look at this. I'm an artist. See, wasn't that funny? I hope everybody's having a happy Thursday. Again, if you're near Charleston, South Carolina, tomorrow night, looks like I might show up at the club with Hesh. Station Underground. Not at Station Underground, actually, but they are throwing the show. Lo-Fi Brewery in Charleston, South Carolina. Next week, we got Reggae Rise Up. Florida, St. Petersburg. We coming for you. Anybody going out to Reggae Rise Up, come say what's up to us. We got Mersive in Jacksonville. Also next week. All over the place. We got what's happening? We got Okeechobee, Florida the week after that. 2 weeks from now. You think you smoke a lot of weed? Don't feel bad. Your favorite artist does too. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm probably not your favorite. Okay, here we go. Oh man, this DJ just said, if you don't listen to the mix all the way through, you'll fuck your mom. That's pretty hardcore. But, you know, someone's got to do it. Those moms need loving too. You know they do. All right, so we're going along the base of this pyramid. Again, guys, there's 3 pyramids. I know you don't see them, but there's one on here on the right, one on the left. They're kind of shorter, like gateway pyramid looking things. And there's one big, like Mayan stacked up step pyramid looking thing going over here. So what we're going to do is kind of mark off the ocean floor where the ocean floor meets the base of all these pyramids is the line work I'm doing kind of right now. This isn't really line work, it's more like glob work. The glob work I'm doing right now is anybody like to work with globs? I love a good glob. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. But you got to glob work a little bit over here. If you are good at experienced at working with globs, this would be perfect for you. You just take the paintbrush and glob it up, and you just glob here and glob there. Do a glob here, do a glob there. Everybody, you get it. Complex Berry gets it. Hey, everybody, shout out, love, pet. It's the only thing that matters. So you're worthy of it. I'm worthy of it. You're worthy of it from yourself. You're worthy of love, guys. I love you guys for being here. And I hope you have a good day. Happy Thursday. We're running with it. Meow, 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 meow. You're also worthy of meows. Meow. Anybody gonna be in Charleston this weekend? Again, I got to shout out Station Underground. They want to bring me out to come paint for Hesh in Charleston. So we got some rhythm mixes kicking because Hesh is definitely gonna spank it with some rhythm this weekend. So I'm getting my, when I go to rhythm shows, you got to build up your tolerance a little bit sometimes. If you're not real deep into rhythm all the time, then you got to be like, all right, like before I go to Lost Lands, I just start listening to it like a month before. Like, all right, just get ready for rhythm for a week straight. I just want to bang my head against some metal. That's what I feel like when I listen to it. Anybody? Also, if you have a good mix that's not this, if you got a good mix, that's fine. Doesn't have to be rhythm. Put it in the chat. Yo. This is not Hesh. I already listened to him. Although I'm down to listen to this too. Don't get me wrong. This is what you're into. Let's go. I'm all over the place with music. I listen to everything. I'm awake though already, so you know what I'm saying? Usually I shift to drum and bass on Thursdays. We might go there a little later. Definitely when I start working, that's where this is going. Drum and bass keeps me fucking flowing on my computer, you know, and on the non-painting stuff. I can really get some of that down to drum and bass. Just low in the background, little drum and bass. Thanks everybody for being here. I hope you all have a happy Thursday. We did a doodle grid for this. So just quick review what I'm doing with the doodle grid. I may have showed you all this before and referenced this. I basically drew all over this with a piece of Palo Santo wood that I lit on fire on a blank canvas. No, I didn't light the canvas on fire. I lit the wood on fire, let it burn like incense, and then I like a charcoal pencil while it was smoking though, because I'm that cool. But then I took a photo of the thing that I did on here, which looked like this. It was cool. And then we put this reference photo, which I made. This is about 10 to 15 different images that I stitched together in a collage of photographs that I put together for my image that I'm working with. I'm not going to paint it exactly like that, but that's a good little example of what I want kind of up there. And then I can take it in my own style from there, which I highly recommend. Use reference photos and only use it halfway. I like at 50-50 time. Like you put this in place and then you get in there and fuck with it and make it your own bitch. You know what I'm saying? So don't just copy, but it's good for measuring. It helps. It helps me have things like placed where I want them. The line work back here and the reference points help me kind of get it kind of set into what's that word? I'm not an artist really. I'm just a fucking joke, but feel free to laugh. Composition, that word. So the composition is correct based on, because you ever paint something cool, but it's like off to the left of like a couple inches and you're like, motherfucker, this would be great, but I've done that too many times. And so I will not do it again. I will measure so that does not happen, because a great painting, a cool painting could be a great painting if it was just a little to the left an inch. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes an inch matters, ladies. I mean, everybody for the painting. Not anybody could paint with an inch or two. I'm just saying, you may not like to measure, but it could be good at least with painting. Let's leave it at that. This is going to be an underwater scene. It's kind of like you're underwater looking up at the surface of the water, and on the sky above the surface of the water, there's going to be a solar eclipse. And that's what these little circles in the background, that's like water. And on the bottom of the ocean, where you're kind of standing from your perspective, you're looking at these pyramids that are in front of you. So we're going to do this ocean floor with this. I got dark blue and orange mixed together, which makes brown, of course. And not of course, like, I don't know, you should know that, but it does. And I actually don't use brown, fun fact on that note. I don't have a mixed brown that I use here. If you noticed, if you saw what I was working with earlier when I showed you all my paint tubes, there is no brown in there. And I stopped using brown last year, actually, because you can mix brown. It's very interesting. You know, brown is one of the easiest colors to mix. It's like gray. You know what I'm saying? Those two colors you really don't need in your arsenal, because if you're trying to consolidate, you know, that's me too. Some people love having a million different colors, but I am not that person. I like having the least amount of colors possible. Someone asked me why. Does anybody want to know why? You want to know why I want the least amount of colors possible? It's not because I want to show off and I'm a badass. No, that is not why. I'll answer that question first. So anybody need to know Because that shit goes bad. Because paint is expensive. Hell no, this paint ain't expensive. This shit costs like $1, bro. Fuck no. Ain't expensive. I can buy as many of those as I want. And I'm fucking rich, bro. Y'all made me rich. Like compared to most artists, you know what I'm saying? I got a big art company and shit. I'm that dude. But like, no, the reason I used as little paint as possible, little colors. Again, these are my selection, guys. This is all the paint I use. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus white and black, of course. 12 colors. You know why? Because it cuts down your decision. You can get decision fatigue. That's a real thing. And whenever you... So real quick, we just marked off the bottom line on all these pyramids so you can see. Now we can fill in the beach floor on the bottom. So that's what I'm about to do. So whenever you're painting, it's less efficient to have a bunch of colors, right? You got a bunch of different choices already to make, like how to paint what you're going to paint, what method to use, because there's a million different methods to use to get the same result of finished painting, and different styles, techniques, well, all those different things. Maybe you don't have to think about that stuff, but maybe you do. Also, you got to think about how you're using your brush, how you're executing, everything, right? How to fucking paint is difficult. It's not easy. And why throw in a million different colors on top of that when you have the ability, first of all, to mix any color, which takes a little bit of skill and time to figure out, and that's fine, but figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's not a skill you can't acquire. And then go ahead and try reducing the number. Like, say you got that big fucking tub of paint that I see artists carry around, you know, of all those different colors, and you're searching through, you're wasting your time. Like, you could be painting, you could be creating more art instead of searching through all that. No, but like, trying to mix it right and blah, blah, blah. When you can literally achieve those different shades and colors with almost, you know, half that amount, if not less. I use extreme minimal amount. I will pull in random other colors if I really think I need it for some reason. Like I said, I use UV pink and UV. I did have some UV colors in there. You can't really see them because of my fucking kendama in the way. But like, see these colors in the back? I use those blacklight paints. And I will use these guys because you can't really get this color with those paints. What is it? Master's Touch acrylic. And this is Apple Barrel. You can't read that one. That's an old one. Apple Barrel. You know what this is. A Walmart special, baby. No, it's good because wherever you're at, if you travel like me, you can always get paint. You're out of paint, I'm sure there's a store that sells it nearby because I get it at fucking Walmart. That's one of the reasons I get that paint that I learned. Because I'm literally on the road so much traveling painting that I was like, if you get a paint from a certain art store, and there's other paints obviously you could get from the same like Hobby Lobby or whatever the fuck that's around. But Walmart used to be 24 hours. So that was also the lick. Because I was like, I could literally go get my paint 24 hours a day. Back before the pandemic time, there was Walmarts that were stayed up all night long. All night. You wouldn't believe it. We get fucking toasted and go walk around Walmart and grab a football, start playing football in Walmart. Fucking full on, you know, they'd have to kick us out. You know, come to think of it, that may be why they stopped doing that. Where are the people? All right, we got a beach floor. Missed that, to be honest. Art of K gets it. She gets it. Michael's baby. Michael is the lick. I started using a wet palette last year. It's amazing. A wet palette. Hey, let's talk about palettes. Art of K. So this is my palette. It's a bead box. This is the best thing you could ever use as a palette. I swear to God, you're like, how is that a palette? Well, that's not actually the palette. This is the palette, which is the lid to the bead box. Check that out. This is for traveling artists for sure. But it also keeps your paint in these wells. Like I just pour a little bit of paint in these wells from those tubes, and it keeps it wet. Somehow, I put a little bit on here to mix it. I got a little paper towel there to dry my brush, and a big ass wet, painter's towel underneath me to dry stuff. And then some of these have water in them, so I use the water in there, and then I put the wells for whatever color I'm using, and it keeps it wet in those wells because it's depressed in there or whatever. It's depressed, so depressed in there, and it's the airflow or something. It's wild how that works, but it really does because I paint alongside other people that their paint dries 2-3 times as fast as mine in the same setting, same paint, everything, but they're using like a plate or whatever you normally use. Your little wet palette is cool because it keeps the paint wet or something, right? I've seen those before. This doesn't keep the paint wet like for long periods of time, but this paint really isn't good if you don't use it fresh, which is fine. I've been really good at training myself to pour only what I need, which is an art itself, right? Let's be honest, guys. Who the fuck has the art of pouring exactly how much paint you need? That is a skill we all need to acquire as artists, right? Jeez. If I could literally just pour what I want to use right now. But you didn't know that the dog needed to go out right after you poured all that paint. And then the fucking kid's like, no, you didn't know I had soccer practice? And you're like, fuck, I just put all this shit out. It's going to paint, man. That's the one thing about this craft is like, you got to commit. Like I will sit here and smoke bowls and stare at this canvas for 20 minutes. Because I know once I pour that paint, you're working with acrylic, you better move, baby. No, it's not like that. I don't have to move like that. It'll last for hours, honestly. But and down in those wells, I can pour some and it'll be wet literally for 2-3 hours. So for me to pull from, and I pull little bits of that onto the lid for the palette. All right, so what we need to do here is a couple of things. We've got to let this bottom part dry. This is all really wet. This part's dry now, though, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Is we can start to come in here, and there are a few wet spots. If you ever see me looking at the painting like this, like I'm just seeing if it's dry. I'm like, what? It's gonna fall on me? No, it's like just seeing like, is it reflecting any wet spots? And if it is, I gotta let those dry a little bit because if you paint on it and there's just a few little wet dots, when you paint on it, it'll rip that paint off that first layer and it'll actually be a hole in that layer forever. And so then when you put the new layers over it, there'll be like a depressed hole in the layer. You're literally adding layers of acrylic on here that are creating physical layers. And if you think about how you're stacking them, the more you build up, the more rich and the more like deep it literally gets. It's wild. It's wild to think about sometimes. So in here, though, it's totally dry, which is nice. All light colors is a fun fact. White and lighter colors dry faster. White is the fastest drying acrylic paint. And as far as I know, that's the fastest when I use it. And yeah, it's pretty quick. So we can go in here and start working at all this detail if we really want. That's kind of fun. Who wants to do that part? You know what they say, though. Every time we change colors, we got to smoke a bowl. No, I'm just joking. You're like, Jesus Christ. Try to fucking paint, bro. That's what you thought you came here for? All right. Good morning. Depressed Hole is my nickname in high school. Delasius. That was my name too. Well, we could have been twins. That's crazy. I had it on my jacket, my Letterman jacket. Depressed hole right across the back. Hi there. Good morning, April Rose. It's a sponge under that and says damp. I don't make it wet. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get that. That's what it is. A sponge. Keep it wet. That's the worst. We got there. Listen. We probably could have been twins in high school. I had the Letterman jacket and everything. Depressed hole right across the top. Don't ask how I got the name. But boy, was it. Those were my glory years. Still dreaming of high school. Oh, God. That was a lot of fun. Wish I could go back, Getting beat up every day. Taking LSD and fucking getting taken out of class because they thought I was drunk. Oh, man. That one time I got sent to drug school. Those sure were the days. I got in the most trouble in high school ever in my life, right? After that, I was good, which is kind of cool. At the time, it sucked because I was always in trouble, like literally always in fucking juvie or jail and all this shit. But after that, it's like I got it all the way, all out early. That's why they called me Depressed Hole. You know what it is. They called the pharmacy in the newspaper. They called my high school the pharmacy in the newspaper. And that's why I was going to jail. You hit the nail on the head. Damn, I didn't even read your comment before I started talking about it. So there were a lot of drugs involved. But I guess that was probably the reason I stopped doing drugs. It's stupid, at least. Boy, when you're young, you do some stupid shit. And when you're older, you look back and you're like, I could have done the same thing, just not done this and been fine. But I had to do it so dumb. Like, who was I? Right? You know how it is. All right, we're doing a solar eclipse here, guys. Believe it or not, there's a solar eclipse happening. Not right now. Don't go outside. No, stay on the live stream. Look at the phone. No, I mean on this painting, not outside. You're like, what? I missed it. They didn't say it. But you do need your eclipse glasses on. Please put your eclipse glasses on. It's a filter on TikTok. You can put that on because it will blind you if you look at the sun too long. Be shining over here, baby. And it's like if you were underwater and you're looking up through the water at, we really could have been twins. See? Oh, man. I am going to, am I following you back? Follow you back, homie. Hey, what's up? That was on accident. Do you want to stay on?
I mean, not particularly, but this
Okay. Hey, I was just trying to follow you back. Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
All right, and I've done that a bunch of times, guys. Thanks for randomly accepting my invites. I don't know how to use TikTok. You're always shining, my guy. Hunter, did you see the post I made for you, Hunter, bro? I made a post just for you, man. I've never done that before. I feel honored. No. That was so funny with that mushroom. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna paint the mushroom tonight, man. I'll just put it on my story. And then I spent all night, like 2 hours painting on painting. Still didn't even get to the mushroom. And was like, oh man, he's gonna look at this story and be like, what the fuck, man? There's no mushroom. Like, what mushroom, man? What mushroom, man? You see a mushroom? I don't see a mushroom. No, that's actually one of my favorite paintings that I've done recently, bro. And I think I will probably make some stuff out, like prints and stuff out of that painting. I usually don't do too much out of the little ones, but I like that one. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it's the painting I did last week with the astronaut in the forest. It's on I posted about it. So you see. For Hunter, actually. Much love, brother. Hey, guys, you are worthy of love. This is your daily reminder. Everybody, just so you remember, you are worthy of love. No matter what you do today. That's true. So there is a solar eclipse happening in this painting. Please don't go look it up. I'm painting it, and so you're underwater, looking up at the surface of the water. Go here with me, guys, in your mind, because it's not on the painting yet. It's hard to see, and you're looking up at the water, and far off there's a solar eclipse, and then on the surface of the water there's like a reflection of the eclipse. That's what I'm going for. So we're gonna add a little bit of highlights around here that are just like another version of the solar eclipse kind of blown up, reflecting on the surface of this water right here. And I put a white line in there along where the main circle would be. Now I'm pulling this out with a little bit of white, but not pressing down too hard to make a little bit of like shine come out. And we got just a spot here, not all over the place, because it's kind of more random. I'm going to take this blender brush now, go back over those spots, and blend the edges so you don't just see these random paint strokes coming out. It actually looks like a fade of white. See how it's like rough right here along the edges? And you got to do this right away because the paint will dry. And you got to have just the right amount of water on it too. Can't be too much, can't be too little. That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you how much. That's your own personal preference. Not really. It's something that you learn from doing it over and over and over again. But I'm just going in circles along here, putting some of this water along all those spaces that I kind of brushed out a little bit from that white line to create this shine, kind of shining out. It's shining out. And even if it dries a little bit, a secret trick, super secret trick is, I got this brush wet and I went along the edge of here where I wanted to fade it out and blend it out. And I put water on all the edges quickly. That was my first one. And they didn't blend right away. And that's fine because they had already started to dry a little bit. But what I did is I let that water set just for a second, went back down here, came back up. And just in that second, that water loosened up that paint again, just enough to let me blend it. And that is something I've learned along the way that's crazy helpful, but you wouldn't know unless you're trying to blend acrylic and you're like, oh, it dried already. Well, it's only right after you do it in that first little like second of drying that it's still kind of dry that you can actually put water on here and then blend it just right where it actually looks decent. It's a hack. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't really do that. Just try to get it before it gets to that point, but it's still possible. That's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people think, oh, it's so hard to work with it, especially this paint that I use. It's so forgiving. Like you can so I'm going back over this now again and still getting the edge of where that paint was really blended thin with the water and blending it even more and getting any kind of sharp edges because I want it to be a really smooth, like airbrush looking blend. Yo, thanks everybody for tuning in. Anybody that's here, I love you guys. Love the vision. That's so fun. Thank you, Brittany. I will be checking it in the chat. Super cool technique. Yeah, I have been using that technique with these two brushes for a long time, and it gets me places. All my painting techniques are mainly based usually out of like efficiency. I know I've said that before. All right, so I'm gonna go right into bright blue. And bright blue, I had white on the brush, on this little angle brush. And we're gonna come in here and start doing some of these details on this like circle area, which has a bunch of blue, like a bit of this bright light blue kind of along the edge, and then we're gonna get a little darker in the middle. But we'll play with this a little back and forth for a little bit. So I'm just come in here and just start making marks here and there. How we want to do it. And then since this is water, I'm gonna blend in different areas. I'm gonna use a bigger blender brush than I have been using. We'll switch to this guy so we can get some of these bigger areas quicker and just blend faster. So I made those paint strokes and now I'm just blending in some of especially along the tips, so they can blend back into the motion and the flow that I already kind of had in there and not look like I just made some paint strokes right over over the thing. You want it to look like, you know what I'm saying? You want it to look like it's water, right? You're trying to create the illusion of water and not have it look like paint strokes, even though you want part of the paint stroke, which is like the straight line part, but you don't want these little tips because that doesn't look right, really. So you can just fade that in to what you're doing. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And just do that with every single line ever. That's the trick. Is like do paint strokes, but then blend them correctly so they don't look like paint strokes for every single thing you do. It's super meticulous. That's probably the most meticulous part of doing this. You're just trying to keep that constant. Unless your style is to look, there's different styles that don't do that. You made me want to work on my own painting. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. Cheers. I want to see what you paint. Send me a picture. Shangri-La Festival. Where's Shangri-La again? Where's Shangri-La now, Hunter? Hope you have a good day, everybody. Happy Thursday. I've heard of Shangri-La. Why do I can't remember where it is. It makes me think of Shambhala. Two different things. It's up north, Harmony Park, Minnesota. Oh yeah, I know what Shangri-La is. With Wookiefoot. It's Wookiefoot's festival. That's what it is. No, I've never been there. I've heard of it for sure. I used to tour with actually Nako. He's a friend of mine, and he's not friends with them anymore, of course. Oh, the interwebs. But yeah, that's how I know about it. It's funny. But no, I've never been up there for that. We might come for Force Fields up your way if that's near you. Force Fields is on the rock. Like we applied. We hope they please accept us. But I don't really do that kind of music as much anymore. Like shows at those kind of shows. There's shows at those kind of shows. I don't. Whatever. I typically perform at more EDM events these days. I guess is the way what I'm trying to say. EDM, the devil. The devil is taking over my mind. Yeah, Force Field's lineup looks dope, right? I hope they apply. I hope they accept our application. If you would, just go on their social media and say, "Let Morphous Art come." Everybody go on Force Field's Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and be like, "Y'all should bring Morphous Art." That sounds like a good idea, motherfucker. Don't say motherfucker. Be nice about it. Does anybody have a suggested drum and bass mix? I'm looking for a drum and bass mix on SoundCloud that you would want me to listen to right now. I've read them out already. Just a little bit. can only bang your head against a metal pan for so long. Peace, loving Wubs Hunter. I'm just gonna keep asking for music suggestions.
What's good, gang? It's your boy Big T.
It's Big
I'm
T.
with my boy OG Nixon right now, and we in the studio sipping, drink, and smoking some big ass joints. I hope you guys enjoy this showcase as much as I do, and don't forget to smoke a fat one while you slap this shit.
Hilarious, bro. These Trump's boys. Fucking funny. Gotcha, bitch. All right, well, we are making moves on this painting. We've got a pretty good background set in. We're not going to fill in these pyramids because we're going to go ahead and do the whole background of the ocean and probably get most of this ocean floor kind of laid out. Then I'll put the pyramids in, and probably the final thing is I'll put these like underwater crystal mushroom clusters up here, which look pretty cool. I'm excited about those. And then we're going to turn this into some cool stuff. Hidden City Music Festival is coming up. If anybody's close to Columbia, South Carolina, it's the spot. Good ass lineup. This is going to be some custom art for the festival. Stoked to be part of it. Peace, love, and wubs. Hidden City people. I know if you're not anywhere near there, no worries. But it is going to be a good one. They got a good lineup. I'm excited. All right, we're going to take some of this Caribbean blue. You know, I love that color, that bright blue color. Go up here and just boop, 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 boop. Don't forget, those sounds are in your brushes, right? If you're doing it right, you just got to hit it just right, and it makes the perfect noise. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Sometimes the noises are very loud, and in which case you should probably get around. So we're gonna just take some of those brush strokes and blend them out a little bit. Tap them a little bit right here. Just like that. More of this Caribbean blue down here. And I'll probably go over this again with even a lighter blue, but I'm just kind of setting some of the motion of the water reflection right here in a lighter shade. And again, this is back to that layers thing. We're going to put layers and layers and layers. So we don't want to just, even though I see on my reference photo that I would like this to be brighter, really, in the long run, some of these areas that I'm doing right now, these strokes, I won't do it yet. No, Chris, don't skip to the bright color yet. You know, just like your shadows, you don't want to skip to the darkest shadow or the brightest color yet. You want to kind of do it in a mid-tone of that highlight first on this first layer. And that way you leave yourself a chance to, you know, get even brighter and build up more depth on that highlight that you're making. So that's one, you know, that's a rookie mistake too. You gotta be careful. Don't fucking jump too quick to white or black, right? You don't really ever want to use those colors too much. And I know what you're saying, use white along here, but this white is not as bright as it could be. It's actually a bright, very bright blue, very bright teal, really, if you get down to it. And when it comes down to it. Is that why the mushroom was last? The mushroom was last because we had to wait for it to grow. What was going on there? No, the astronaut was last, really. Right? The mushroom was just the mushroom was second to last. That painting is downstairs. It got varnished yesterday. It looks great with the varnish. I love it. It's $770, so I'm not trying to sell it to you. Nobody needs a new car payment. But if you were interested, don't hesitate to ask. It is available. But it is going to be dropping on my website tomorrow. Anybody's interested in that kind of thing? We do have two new paintings that will be released online. We have a link in my bio, email list, of course, is really how you find out all the real deal stuff. So get on that bitch. Link in the bio, I'll get you there. But yeah, two new paintings dropping tomorrow on my website. I was painting them all last week. One me and Hunter are talking about. The one before that with the lady and the swamp lady. I call it swamp must shine and mush shine instead of moonshine. And then the astronaut is called mycelium forest knot. Instead of astronaut, he's a forest knot. All right, guys, we got somewhat. We got somewhere with this painting. Thanks, Hunter. Little solar eclipse off in the distance, and then as you're looking through to the water, you see the solar eclipse reflection on the surface of the water. That's my show for today. Hey, tomorrow I'll be back same time. I'm going to keep this time when I can, when I'm home, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. And I got my friend Peekaboo, who's my content manager, part-time, soon to be full-time. Helps me a lot with making content and stuff. Peekaboo is going to join me on the live stream tomorrow, I believe, if time and her schedule permits. It didn't. She was trying to today. It didn't work out, but she did say that she wants to come on tomorrow. So we're going to do a joint live stream tomorrow. It should be fun. She's hilarious and awesome. Love her. So join me tomorrow, and we will talk to Peekaboo and paint more on this painting. I'm going to be finishing this painting. I got to get it done. Great day, everybody. Much love. A little close up before we get out of here. We're going to make it, guys. Good start. Good start. I feel good about this one. Happy Thursday. Oh my gosh, Toshi.
Biggest boss and I've been express. I'm a bigger problem when I check the scrimmage. Murder on my mind is time to pray to God. My revolver's not religious, the revolution's born. You wanna know my name, to go and tell the stars. You wanna know my game, suicide squad. Pistol on my waist, I might make a mistake. Headshot, oh my God, in my grave. Drugs every corner, this is not the city. Killer truck, say you cannot get it, that I should keep it. Ain't no worse, they got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose,
Oh, fucking YouTube, I forgot about you. I'm sorry. Love you guys.